Dave Palumbo with an RxMuscle News Weekend Update. A lot of news happening in the world of bodybuilding, and we're going to start off with a very sad story. Nicole Bass, that's right, Nicole Bass, IFBB Women's Pro Bodybuilder, the biggest of all time, over 6'2", weighing over 200 pounds on stage. She not only did she win the NPC Nationals, she also was on the Olympia stage, also known as a Howard Stern Wack Packer, and actually a good friend of mine from the New York area here. I've known her for probably over 25, almost 30 years now. She has passed. The reports right now are that she had a stroke. She was taken to the hospital, put on life support, and the doctors told her significant other that she wasn't going to make it, and she did pass at 52 years of age. A very sad story. You know, I know Nicole so long. I'll never forget, I did the 1992 New York Metropolitan Championships. It was held at Martin Luther King High School in New York City, and I remember going there, going into the lobby, and I was going to go register, and I saw this humongous person. I didn't even know if it was a woman at first, but it had long hair, running towards, not necessarily to me, but running out to greet someone with this very deep voice as Nicole had. And I was like, what is she doing here? She's in this show? I thought she was a pro bodybuilder because she was huge. She was probably bigger than I was at the time. This was only like my second show. And she was in the show. She had to requalify for the Nationals. And, you know, from that point on, I kind of talked to her a little bit. I was almost intimidated by her. But as the shows went on, you know, over the years, I just got more and more, I guess, into being okay with who she was, and we became friends, actually, and I really enjoyed that. As a matter of fact, the shot that is up on the screen right now is taken in my house, my old house, at least, in Seaford, New York. Nicole used to come over with her husband, Bob, and she would pose for me. This was one of her comebacks she made, I think, right before she won the Nationals, or right before she went on the Olympia stage, for that matter, and she was just like one of these people that you just wanted to be around. She had great energy. You know, people made fun of her because she looked funny and she was big. And I'm sure, you know, it bothered her initially, but I think after a while she didn't care anymore. You know, Howard Stern, no one broke her balls more than Howard Stern did, but, you know, he really liked her too. And she's a good person. She had a great heart. She'd do anything for anyone. She was probably one of the most misunderstood people in our industry. And once again, you know, with all the deaths we seem to be reporting in the world of bodybuilding, this is just not one of them that I really wanted to ever report. Unfortunately, I saw Nicole going down a bad spiral the last couple of years, especially after she lost her husband, Bob. And hopefully she's in a much more peaceful place now. Also, in the world of professional wrestling, George the Animal Steele also died on this day. I know Vince McMahon put up a nice tribute to him, and he was one of the originators. You know, if any of you guys watch wrestling back in the 70s, man, he was one of the top dogs over there, and he'll be missed as well. I think he was in his 70s, if I remember correctly. Also in the news about world of bodybuilding, we have another big news story. Josh Lenartowicz is out of the Arnold Classic. I just got off the phone with Matt Lors over there at the Arnold, and he had mentioned to me, I didn't realize it, that Josh, who was actually a late entrant, bowed out. And from what I understand, Sid Faruqi, our news reporter here at RxMuscle, talked to him a little earlier, and he said that it was personal reasons prohibited him from getting to the Arnold in the best shape of his life. Plus, he started his prep late. He didn't think he would be at his best, and he didn't think it was right to step on stage to anything less than his best. And I have to respect that decision, because I always tell people, if you can't be your best, don't get on stage. Okay, because people always judge you by your last outing. And if your last outing is terrible, they think you're terrible. Josh is not a terrible bodybuilder. So good move for Josh. I'd like to see him do the New York Pro, actually, in May. I think that would be a good alternative, although I don't know if he's going to want to wait that long. We might see him at the Australia Arnold. We might even see him at the Brazil right after that. So I'm looking forward to seeing Josh back on stage. There's the quote, actually, that he gave Sid Faruqi a little earlier today. And look, I have to respect the fact that the guy takes family first, and you know, he doesn't want to get up on stage at anything less than his best. And I think that's what it really amounted to. I don't know. I'm sure he had some family obligations, but people always seem to be able to get through the family obligations. But if you're not going to be your best on stage, don't get up there. And finally, the last big story, it all seemed to happen yesterday, was the Blackstone Labs was raided by the FDA, and I don't have too many details on that. I do know that it was over a controversial ingredient that they use. Records were seized, names were taken, and they left with all the stuff that they took. And who knows what will become of that. Obviously, no one wants to have to go through that. I wish Aaron and PJ over there the best of luck dealing with that situation. But that seems to be the news at this point. A lot went on this past week, and hopefully we'll have a quiet weekend. It is my birthday after all, and it is Johnny Styles' birthday on Sunday, so I'm going to wish him a happy birthday right here on the air. And Mel Chancey, our brother from another mother, the 23rd. So guys, stay tuned. I'm Dave Palumbo with an RxMuscle Weekend Update.